Am I the asshole for wanting to go somewhere while my wife is almost due? Yes. Like, just by title, yes. Unless your wife really do not want you anywhere close for the week before and the 2 weeks after, and she's make it very clear to you, yes. There's not going to be a lot of things that will make me believe the opposite. Now, I fully understand how the title sounds, and I've seen posts like this from the wife's point of view, but please hear me out. My wife is really close to giving birth, and we are both super excited to welcome our baby girl into this world. However, the issue is the fact that my 92 years old father is sick and will most likely pass on the next week or so. He has been one of the kindest, best, and coolest people I've known, and he had a huge hand in raising me. Good start. So I want to fly over there in a couple of days and say goodbye and attend his funeral. My wife feels that this isn't as important as seeing the birth of my daughter should she go into labor while I'm gone. And while I know that the birth is extremely important, okay, but I really want to say goodbye. And this can't wait. So am I the asshole? Okay. I'm gonna give an answer that fits a lot with what I said in past Am I the Asshole that we did on the channel. I think birth of your child is more important than, and you are totally in right to disagree with me. Like, this one is a very like precise one. Okay? But life deserve to be celebrated actively. And your daughter won't birth twice. Okay? Your grandfather won't die twice. Like, both of those things being true, being there for the birth of your daughter will bring some good memory to you, to your wife, to your to those people that will still live. The death of your grandfather, being there, will only bring good memory to yourself, and like your grandfather will have no memory of that thing. I'm not someone that believes in paradise, so taking that into consideration, death comes, but I seriously think that birth here is more important for the effect that it's gonna have on your family and around you. The grieving can happen in many ways. Missing the birth, like, your kid won't remember. Your wife will, okay? And then some of you ask, when is she due? And that isn't for around 2 weeks. What I'm thinking of doing is now to take the car this evening. It's a 4-hour drive, say goodbye tomorrow, and come home in the afternoon. You will Zoom for the funeral. You are all right. My wife is the most important person. Okay. That's fine. Like, this is, if it's a 5-hour drive, it's playable. Totally. It's 5 hours, guys. Sometimes people go into labor very quickly, but most of the time it takes hours. So when our wife is going to start to have the first serious contraction, he might have the time to come back home, like, even in the worst case scenario for the funeral. But yeah, the wife is the way to go there. Oh, your wife will for sure. I had my first baby 11 months ago, and like, oh yeah, you will have some passive aggressive comment on that, like a butt ton of them. Hi guys, thank you for the support on this post. I took the day off and started driving to my grandfather's town around 2.5 hours ago. My wife is at home, and my sister-in-law and mother-in-law and my brother-in-law. Okay, good, that's a lot of people. Her best friend lived 5 minutes away from her, so she's fine. She was really happy about this compromise and gave me her go ahead. That's all good. Like, worst case scenario, if you got her go, it's fine. This one is an emotional one, okay? I'm at the rest stop for lunch right now, and the plan is to get there around 5 in the evening, talk to my grandfather, say goodbye to him, then drive back home and be there around 12, sorry. I was actually speaking to my wife and mother-in-law, and they said it would be really nice if my grandfather picked out my daughter's name as a sort of connection to him. I would not give that power to my grandfather, but for the rest, I would clearly not give that power to my grandfather. I would end up with the oldest freaking name, and my child would have to bear it before his second name. And welcome in, by the way, Villa. And they are only wanting to be there, so to say goodbye, so, and not stay at the funeral. Absolutely. If they like the name, I must say, why not? Yeah, okay. Get your part, but like worst case scenario, I'm willing to deal a middle name. We already, both my mother and my mother-in-law do not know it, okay? But my baby have their name as middle names. Their first name as middle name, but they don't know it, and I don't want them to know it. Like, they never has to see the bad history. They never watch the stuff I'm doing online, so they don't have to know it. I'll tell them when they'll be about to die, and that's it. So, yeah, it's choice if they want to give it or not to. Also, and that would probably just give like a good last feel to the grandfather. I don't dislike the idea. The idea is good. Yeah, I had my first daughter 11 months ago. This is an extremely emotional moment, even though your wife is like screaming her life out to some point. And even though like it's super rough, you need to be there when this happens. I can tell you, like, having lived through, having seen the birth of a child, and having seen and having had time with old people dying and like how do they call that, funerals, I can assure you that you'd rather
enjoys your devotion.
If your prime's broken, thanks. It's a lot again ish. It's very buggy. Okay, good. I think like last time it was 8, and it's still 8. So 8, that's good. And yeah, I still have like, if you have to decide in between, clearly go for the birth. But zooming is not bad either. Like using Zoom to see the funeral from distance, it's good too. Amazon Prime sub platform is buggy. Do you want a bean today, my dear, or you prefer for me not to suffer through that for you?